Do you struggle with back pain? Do you wake up in the morning with a really sore back, or by the time the end of the day comes, you can't even fathom getting up out of your chair because your back hurts so much? Well, I've got 3 tips for you to help get to the root of why your back is hurting and how you can have more energy throughout the day instead of worrying about that nagging pain in your back. So low back pain can come from a realm of different reasons, right? It can be from sitting too long, standing too long. It can be from an injury. It could be from the shoes that you're wearing, the pants that you're wearing, the position that you're sitting in all day long. So when it comes to figuring out where your back pain is coming from, it takes a little bit of sleuth work. You have to put on the binoculars and look around your life and see, well, where is it maybe coming from? Well, first off, how are you sleeping? Your sleep affects your back because you're lying in the same position for, hopefully 7 or 8 hours. But even for 4 hours, have you ever sat on a plane for even 2 hours and you get up and you're just like, because you were in the same position for too long? Well, when you're sleeping, if you sleep on your side, for example, and your knees are together, that is creating a stress on your low back. So one thing that you can do to help your low back pain, if you're a side sleeper, put a pillow between your knees. That way, your knees and your low back are creating parallel lines. So if this is my low back over here and these are my knees, right? If my knees are like this, my low back is not at the same angle as my knees are. Now, if I put a pillow between my knees, that's gonna stabilize that SI joint right in that low back space, and it's not going to pull on the muscles and ligaments and tendons in that low back area as much because they're going to be level and evenly supported. Now, if you're a back sleeper and you have a pillow that is really high, so I'm going to turn to the side. If my pillow is too high and I'm lying on my back, my chin is going to be like this. My neck is no longer in line with my spine. It's crunched forward. That's going to create stress on the upper back here and stretch those neck muscles. It's basically like if you are sitting on your phone like this all day. Your head is forward, you're weakening the muscles in the front here, and you're creating extra length and stretch in the back. Ouch. That will trickle down through your spine, into your low back, into your hips, into your neck, into your shoulders, and all these different places. Okay, so if you are a back sleeper, just take a little towel and roll it under your neck, or find a pillow that's a little flatter. Or sometimes I just sleep with no pillow at all, depending on how my body and back are feeling. And if you are a stomach sleeper, stop. So sleeping on the stomach is creating an arch in the back because the beds are a little softer, right? So if this is my spine perfectly flat and I'm on my stomach, my body is going to melt into the bed. So I'm basically going to be like this, lying down. That puts a lot of pressure on the low back space. And so if I stood in this arched position all day long, not engaging my abdominals, that's pinching in the low back. And that's going to hurt. Or sometimes I'll find myself on my stomach, head to the side, arms up like this, one leg up, and I look like a frog or something. And then I wake up in the morning and my hip and my back are like, no, thank you. And I have to spend the first 15 minutes of my morning rolling on the floor with my foam roller and stretching and strengthening certain areas of my hips so that I can walk like a normal human being for the rest of the day. So take a look at your sleep hygiene when it comes to your low back pain. And also recognize, does your low back hurt when you first wake up in the morning? Does it hurt towards the end of the day? Those are also tellers of, is it the sleep that's affecting my back if I notice it hurts more when I wake up in the morning? Versus, oh, it hurts more at the end of the day, there may be something else going on that you're doing during the day. So look at how you're seated if you're someone who sits a lot during the day. Are your feet dangling? If your feet aren't firm and flat on the ground or on a surface, the feet are dangling, and that's just constantly pulling on that low back all day long. So if you're like me and sometimes you sit in a chair and your feet dangle because they don't reach the ground, put a cardboard box or some books or something to elevate the ground to you so that you have a nice 90-degree angle or a little less than 90-degree angle from your knee and your hip space so that you can support your low back properly. Or if you're driving, check out your car seat. Are your knees scrunched up so high that you have a flexed hip position? That's going to give you a lot of pain in the front of the hip. And when that hip gets tight, that piriformis muscle around the back of the hip gets really tight, and then the low back gets tight, and that trickles up into your mid back and your upper back and your neck. And now it's hard to turn your head side to side. So check out that position in your car as well. Okay, so now you have some things to go check out to figure out where maybe this back pain is coming from. And I would love for you to leave me some comments to see if you have figured out where this low back pain is coming from. And if you like this video, please click a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so we can continue the conversation about taking care of our health holistically and creating more energy and more vitality in our lives. And if you're someone who would like to discuss more what's going on in your back through your nutrition, through your workouts, through your lifestyle, I'm glad to do a free assessment for you by emailing me at casey@caseymauro.com. And I am very much looking forward to chatting with you.